Wonderland. Ooh, you can't hold me.
Can you see yourself?
Yep. Da-dum, dum, da-dum, dum, dum. Ooh, All right.
Alrighty.
I'm ready to talk to you, with you, my love.
This is very serious talk.
No.
We're so apart.
Yeah, but then you need to come close to me.
Close
See?
to me. We're not in the middle. We can't even agree how to sit on the couch. The cracks of the relationship is showing.
You scoot a bit, and you need to scoot a bit.
Are we in the center of the frame? There.
Yes.
Okay, we start now.
Okay, let's start.
You know what's the topic for today? We have...
I forgot. The struggles. The struggles.
10 struggles.
10 struggles.
10 struggles of having intercultural relationships.
Yeah.
Because again...
It's been so hard, guys.
So hard that we have to share this. And I just think because it's Valentine's today. Happy Valentine's!
Happy Valentine's! Censored.
I just thought about doing something different. I think some people could relate and we can all learn. Don't show people your feet.
Sorry. That's for later. That's like a 1,000 subscriber special.
Yes. Go to have a Patreon and you can see Patrick's feet.
We don't have a Patreon. You'll never see my feet. Okay, but let's go.
See, we're veering away. Okay, the 10 struggles of having intercultural relationship. Have you ever even thought about that?
Honestly, I feel like it would be more of a struggle with somebody who's from Norway.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. So I have listed some of the 10 common struggles. Like in general, this is not just about us, you and me, but in general, who is in an intercultural, interracial relationship. I think. Okay, number 1, language barrier.
Number one.
Language barrier.
Right. Yes. I mean, the main language barrier I ever ran into was when I was at Filipino society here group, and they spoke Filipino
Tagalog.
Dialects.
Yeah.
And Tagalog and stuff. So, because or actually when you speak with your friends Tagalog.
While you're...
Well, I'm there. And then you'll be like, and then it will be like, huh? You're talking about me.
You feel conscious, self-conscious. You think we're backstabbing you?
You are.
No,
You're talking behind my back.
No.
Yes, you are.
Unless I mention your name.
Yeah,
and
that's what you do.
I'm not backstabbing you. We're just talking about you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not backstabbing.
Mm-hmm. See, there's no way for me to know.
Friends, save me. All my friends out there. Anyway,
no.
In my opinion, because Filipinos and Norwegians are both very good and fluent in English. So you and I, we just speak in English when we're together. But you guys, I'm learning Norwegian. Huh?
She's very good at it.
Yeah.
We just watched a YouTuber the other day who'd been learning for 3 years. And you're pretty good. You're not too far behind her at all.
Even Norwegians that I met said I'm pretty good. Or maybe you're just being polite.
We were here not just being polite. If a Norwegian was like, you're not very good at Norwegian, you just like, do you practice a lot?
Yeah.
But yes. No, you're actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I just feel...
You just put yourself down.
Yeah, I feel shy. Like, I don't want to bother people having to correct me or their ears having to suffer with my broken Norwegian.
So that can be a struggle about the
Yes,
intercultural relationship. Is learning the opposite language is tough because you feel like a failure.
And me living here in Norway, of course, it's... Excuse me. Unnskyld.
Go ahead.
Me, I'm the foreigner, so it's me who has to learn the language here, of course. But But if of course, if you are in the Philippines,
Yeah, that would be incredibly tough.
no, if you are in the Philippines, you don't actually have to learn Tagalog to survive. You can just live with having to speak English.
I mean, everybody speaks English here too.
Yeah, but having to find work here, it's better to learn.
True, it's pretty important.
Yeah.
But isn't it pretty important to know like Tagalog if you're in Manila or something like that? Or
not really.
No?
Yeah.
You'll get hired.
Yeah, cause I mean like government even use English.
Right.
Even
Right, to join all the different dialects together because everybody.
Yes.
Right. That makes sense.
Even people from different provinces in the Philippines, sometimes they don't and they're not fluent in Tagalog, so they prefer you speaking in English to them. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So that is the difference. In Philippines, you can survive just having to speak English because But for me here in Norway, I think it's important to learn Norwegian
for work reasons. Yeah. True.
Career wise.
Yeah.
Yes. And the good thing, meeting you actually, when we first met, we were actually both learning Japanese.
Oh yeah.
Or I have learned Japanese, and you were learning Japanese.
True.
Yeah, but we did not meet in the middle because I was done with my Japanese phase when I met him.
You've done learning, speaking, and then forgetting your Japanese.
Yeah. No, because that was my original plan. I've learned Japanese for 6 months. I've even passed Japanese language proficiency. Yeah. I've learned 100 kanjis and everything. I'm so good at it. And then boom, I wasn't able to move in Japan. But I moved here in Europe. So I was like, well, how can I use this?
Yeah. Flirt with me.
How to flirt in Japanese?
Isn't there some famous line about something about the moon? Something about the moon. Skiwa kire desu ne? Is that what they say? Skiwa. The moon is beautiful. Yeah, the moon is beautiful tonight, isn't it? I think that's like it's basically such a common flirting line in Japanese now that it basically means I'm into you. So if you ever actually unironically use that flirting line, it basically means I'm flirting with you in the most obvious way ever. I've heard.
I find that Japanese people and Norwegian people have some similarities.
True. But that's for another episode.
So yes, moving on.
Yes.
Number 2. Okay, number 2 is dating culture. Of course, we have different culture. We have different backgrounds. Of course, we also have different dating culture. I have explained this to you before, no?
Yeah.
Because for me, being the foreigner here, I find that here in Norway or in the West in general, it's very common, the hookup culture or casual culture or even the open relationship. It's not that it doesn't exist in the Philippines, but it's not that very, how'd say?
It's not as common.
Yeah.
Not as normalized?
Yeah, it's not as normalized.
Yeah, no, we're quite a bit more...
people here are more, like, open-minded.
Liberal.
Yeah, liberal.
In terms of relationships, I guess.
Yes, because of course in the Philippines, we are conservative.
Yes. We're very non-traditional here as well. So there's a lot of people doing a bunch of different stuff.
And for us, relationships, especially romantic relationships, are a very big deal.
Yeah, here they're not.
Yeah, like
really
things with exes, it's like big of a deal in the Philippines. Like if you're still in contact with your ex, it's like a red flag.
Yeah. No, I'm still good friends with my last ex.
And I met some of his exes, and they're very cool actually.
Yeah, they're nice people.
Yeah, actually, it's like why would you have a bad blood with someone who's really nice, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
somehow I kind of crush them as well. Oops. I don't know. Maybe we have the same type with girls. Maybe. So that is, and as I've explained to you, in the Philippines, you have this courting stage.
Courtship stage, yes.
Courtship, yes.
True. Yeah.
Like you have to ask. Because
it's very like formal. You need to go through the proper stages.
Yes.
Yeah.
You cannot just assume. You have to actually ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you never do the thing where, because here I feel like people will very rarely ask each other out on dates in the first place. You'll maybe be at a party together, and then you keep locking eyes with each other across the room or whatever, and you can notice some kind of connection, and then maybe you'll ask them like, hey, are you going to this party or whatever, and then you'll go to that party together, and then you'll just see where it goes as you both get drunk, right?
See, for you guys, you have to be drunk to be flirty.
We're way too awkward to do anything else. We can't do it. At least until you're like mid-20s, at least. Before then, forget about it. It's never gonna happen.
For us, it would be a red flag if you flirt with us while you're drunk. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, we have this courting stage. Because I find here in Norway, when you're on a first, second, and then third date, somehow you just together.
Yeah, and also like I feel like you don't usually have like
official
dates. Yeah, they're not called that. You just kind of hang out.
It's like you like me, I like you, we like each other, then together.
Or you just like go to things together, like, or you just hang out. And you don't really, it's not as structured as first date, second date, third date. Okay, on this date where I'm gonna pick you up at this time and we're gonna go to this place together and then do this. It's kind of just like, you free tomorrow? You wanna hang out? I don't know, like 6-ish. And then like when you're on your way, you'll be like, hey, have you eaten? Stuff like that. It's very, very informal. Very casual.
Because for us, of course, you have to show that you have interest on the girl. And then ask if you can court her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so foreign to me.
Yes. Yeah. You having to ask, can I court you? It means you have intention to be romantically, not just flirty.
But
because people can just want to be flirty.
But how do you know if you have intentions to court a girl before you ask if you can court her?
How do you know if you have intentions?
Yeah, so if I say, can I court you?
If you're interested enough that you want to be romantically...
But how do I know if I'm that interested? Don't I have to already have courted you for a while?
Then it's for you to find out how much you like me. That you want to court me.
So we need to be friends first, and then halfway through the friendship I need to be, hey, can I court you?
Exactly.
Aww.
That's why for us girls... If you straight up, can I court you? Hey, I don't know you.
You should be at least that changes
friends.
Things.
Yeah.
That changes things. Because that's very different from here as well, I think. Because usually girls want... I think this goes for the West as a whole. Correct me if I'm wrong. But girls prefer for your intentions to be clear from the get-go. Like, are we just hanging out? Or do you just enjoy my company? Are we just chatting? Or are you interested? Because usually guys will come in with some motive from the start, right? Like they'll either be like, hey, you seem cool, I want to hang, or they'll be like, she's hot, I want to flirt.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need to communicate which one early. Or the girl is going to be like, if you suddenly go, can I court you? Except we do it in some different way, like, hey, you want to have a drink sometime together? You use code.
Yeah.
That's something to be like, sure? Like, you get all confused. Like, I thought we had this figured out. I thought we were friends. No? Were we not? Were we not? Were you always this interested in me? And of course, we can never actually say, like the girl would never actually ask, like, I thought you just want to be friends. And then the guy says, no, well, we hung out for a while and I realized I like you, so I want to pursue a relationship with you now. No! Big no! Absolutely not. That is so horrendously awkward. Nobody would ever do that here. Like, that would be so awfully awkward. No, like, we just don't have the social confidence to do that. It's just not, it would never happen. Like, everything's in code, everything's subtle, and everything's like, until you get some alcohol in you, and then suddenly you have the excuse to be more romantically forward.
We even have a name for guys who can't be romantically forward. We call them torpe. It's like they're so obvious that they want or like this girl, but they just can't make a move.
Yeah.
It's like, you're like, torpe.
I think we
It's
say.
spoken English.
I think we say hopeless romantic.
Is it hopeless romantic?
Isn't
yeah,
it?
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
It's like
you're so romantically into someone, you
can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I think that's what we'd call it, a hopeless romantic.
Mm.
I guess you could also use it about somebody who tries and fails a lot.
Yeah.
That would also apply. Maybe we don't have an exact equivalent of torpe.
Torpe. Yeah, true. Then we also call people who keeps always being friend zoned, we call them bastard.
Bastards?
Bastard! It's like busted. Bastard.
Bastard.
Bastard. It's like, oh, you're bastard again? How many girls have you asked? You've always been bastard. It means they're always rejected. Yeah.
You shame them.
Yeah, it's
so
like
mean.
Yeah, so mean. So that's why some boys doesn't.
Being bastard is normal, guys.
True. That's why I admire guys who just keep on trying, even if they got bastard so many times.
Inglorious bastards.
Yeah, and also you learn a lot from those,
True, yeah.
You learn a lot. It's not like
wait, what?
Learn a lot from just trying and trying.
Oh yeah. It's inspirational,
Yeah. To express how you feel.
Yeah. Stuff.
Yeah. Although if you're genuine, because maybe some guys just keep on, trying all the options.
There are a few guys who just shoot their shot and
like
a machine gun, just all over the place.
Yeah. True. And also, comparison is, I find Norwegians are of course very cold and not really expressive with their emotions.
That's true.
Which I find you exemption.
Yeah. I am very expressive with my emotions.
Yes, you are. Even with your friends, you're very affectionate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. They need to know.
Yes. Because for us Filipinos, we are very intense with our emotion. Of course, we're very warm. Not very warm. We're warm, and we try to express it somehow. Although it's intense, sometimes it's too much.
Yeah.
We're a bit aggressive about it with the emotions. That's why we're also hopeless romantic.
Demonstrate.
We're also hopeless romantic. We're so emo.
No?
Emo.
Okay.
How do you mean?
Demonstrate. How you're overly affectionate.
But in contrast to that, we're very affectionate and we try to express. But remember PDA? It's what's PDA again? I have to explain.
Public displays of affection. We don't do abbreviations that much here.
Yeah, I mean, like here in Europe, it's like people are just cool with people doing PDA.
Yeah.
Like normal. But in the Philippines, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
It's a bit
shame.
It'd be frowned upon. Is it frowned upon?
It's a popa.
Popa. Taboo? It's a taboo.
I guess. The taboo is a bit more strict.
You'll get two reactions doing PDA. Is it either one, sana all?
Or
or two, get a room.
Yeah. Here, people just pretend like they didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of that here, actually. We pretend like we didn't see a lot of things.
Yeah. That's a contrast because we're expressive, but also doesn't want to show that in public.
True. Next,
number 333. Religion. Yeah, some relationships, it's a big of a deal. But for us, because of course the Philippines is very religious. We're Christian, Catholic, and also Muslim country. But here in Norway, it seems like you're also Christianized, but nowadays people are more like atheists and.
Wait, which part of the Philippines is Muslim?
The southern part. We have a lot.
How did that come about?
Muslim community.
How did that come about?
I think we have been a Muslim way before when Spanish.
Before Spain came?
Spain came.
Interesting. I want to learn Filipino history. Sounds so cool.
Yeah. There's a lot actually.
Yeah.
Even I am not expert of our Philippines.
Yeah. And I guess it's like way more complicated than anywhere else because pretty much every single island have their own history, right? Like I'm sure there's a lot of overlap, but still.
Yeah. Having to speak different languages, as they say, it's not dialects but languages. Yeah.
Pretty
That
wild.
is also.
But yeah, religion. I guess for us it wasn't that much of an issue because I'm like a stone cold atheist. Like I don't believe in anything. But at least I'm not the kind of atheist who's like, you believe in God? How can you believe for something that there's no evidence for? Stupid.
He's not like that.
No. I remember a lot of kids being like that in school, actually. And I think that's, because it was one girl. I was about to say her name.
No dropping. We shall not name drop.
Yeah, good thing I couldn't remember it. There was a girl in class who was the only Catholic in class. I think the only Christian. The only very open.
But how many are you in the class?
Wearing the cross and stuff. We were like 30.
So she's like proud Catholic?
Yeah, well, she didn't hide it.
Yeah.
And at one point I remember somebody asking like, oh, why do you believe in God when there's no evidence and blah, blah, blah. And then she had to try to explain faith. Yeah. And they just didn't understand. They could not grasp the concept in general. Because we don't really learn about faith per se.
But you have religion class in school.
We learn about religion, but we learn about the religious practices, we learn about the religious culture, and we learn about the religious history. But we don't learn about what faith is, really. Faith is kind of hard to grasp unless you have experienced it yourself, or somebody who believes have really tried to explain what faith is to you in a way.
It's like a very personal, actually.
Right,
personal
exactly.
Experience.
It's hard to read about faith in a book, you know what I mean? Like you say, it's a very personal thing. So they didn't really understand. And I think that's when I first realized, like, wow, Norwegians can be pretty elitist about religion, huh? Because as far as I know, even though a lot of people are a member of the Norwegian church in Norway, most people don't subscribe to a particular religion. There's a lot of atheists, a lot of agnostics, and a lot of people who are personal Christians, which means they have their own version of Christianity that they subscribe to, but they wouldn't call themselves either Catholics or Protestants or anything else like that. So, I believe in God, and maybe they even believe in Jesus or something. Norwegian sweets. If you've never tried.
This is my favorite. What's this called?
Yes. It's called Bubbly Fizz.
Bubbly Fizz.
Yes.
Okay. What's that?
This is my favorite. It's a sour foot.
Ew, sour foot.
It's great.
But it's flavored Coca-Cola.
Yeah, sour.
Okay. What's that?
So yeah, I think that's when I first realized that Norwegians could be pretty elitist about religion. And that's pretty messed up. Because why? Just it's like being elitist about girls girls who like pink liking pink, or guys liking cars or working out. They're just like, oh, why are you being such a jock? Yeah. It's just like, dude, he likes working out. Get off his back. What the hell?
Maybe
it's kind of like that.
It's just before, because now Norway is more international, and we have a lot of mixed nationalities now here. So maybe Norwegians are more open.
I think people are slowly getting used to it, and especially because we're getting a lot of Catholics coming into Norway now, and I think it's easier for Norwegians to relate to Catholics and their faith than to Muslims and their faith, for example. We've had a lot of Muslim immigrants as well. And having immigrants come from Philippines and other Catholic countries makes it a bit easier to understand. But still, somehow, we're just a very secular country. And honestly, we have been for a while now. The church hasn't really had a big role in Norway for 200 years, maybe. Since the 1800s, maybe before. Yeah.
Anyway. But us personally, because me, I'm with a very religious background. I grew up always in the church. We go on Sunday Mass regularly. Catholic.
You're a
Both my parents Catholic. Yes, and I remember going to a Christian school, then public school, and then I went to seminary college.
Yeah.
I was a volunteer catechist when I was a teenager, and then I loved it, being Sunday school, being with the kids, dancing and praising God. So I became a scholar of the church, and I had a degree in theology. So yes, I have a very religious background actually.
Yes.
But it made me more spiritual than religious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make me like a very strict Catholic,
You're not a by the book.
Yeah.
The book Catholic.
Yeah.
You're more interpretive.
More spiritual now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, still, it's because of my Catholic roots, which made me what I am now, and my values and everything.
True.
And I actually have brought you to different churches.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it.
I actually do. Yeah. It's a really interesting feeling how even somebody like me who believes in no metaphysical thing whatsoever. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in God.
Doesn't believe in soul.
Don't believe in souls. Even I, in the room, listening to people sing, it was like the like Christian rock songs and all that stuff, right?
Oh yeah, because I brought him both in Catholic church and Christian church. Yeah, we go to different churches actually.
Yes.
And
one of them was like the youthful, like singing Christian rock version.
Service.
And you can really feel the faith in the room. It's like it fills the whole room with this like love and solidarity.
Overflowing.
It's a really special feeling, and I could feel it, which was like, it was impactful to say the least. I was impressed. I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect going in, but I certainly didn't expect to be struck like that. So,
because it's a very communal, thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And also when everyone has this positive, very passionate feeling, you feel it in the air somehow. Because it's the wavelength of energies combined. Yeah. It's nice feeling.
Yeah. No, that's fun.
Oh yeah. So yes, that was a nice experience.
Yeah. So for me, not so much of a struggle. Her Catholicism didn't bother me.
Because some people are.
I guess, yeah, clearly.
Yeah. Anyway, next, number 4, I think. 4. Social stigmas. Like how to say stigmas. For example, in Norway, because before I moved here in Norway, I already did my research, of course, like about culture and stuff, how people are, and I find that Norwegians...
Stereotypes.
Yes, more like stereotypes. They're cold and they're hard to make friends with. Because I joined different, expats and foreigners group and stuff, just to see how they experience here. And all of them have the same complaint. It's hard to make friends with the locals. All my friends are also just international and foreigners. Never had a Norwegian friend. I've been here for 7 years and boom, I was here and I was like, no, this is not true. I will prove them wrong. So I also did my best, you guys. I went to different meetups. 0 Norwegian. They're like, we were 20 there. Speed friending and stuff. Art, like, I'll say, art meetup stuff. 0 Norwegian. You will find no local there.
Yeah.
Where you'll find them?
In the bar.
Getting drunk.
Yeah.
They have to be drunk to be able to socialize.
Pretty much.
Defend yourself.
Or they'll be in the cafes and restaurants with each other. Yeah. Because, Norwegians, I guess we're just not first of all, we're pretty private people. We're very private people. We don't really like to share a lot of our lives with other people at all.
Personal stuff. No.
Yeah. Like, even people who are friends. Well, it's very rare that you have the kind of friends here who are like, every day you chat. Every day you send pictures to each other, snaps or whatever. Like, usually people will just kind of do their own thing separately, and then once a week, 2 weeks, month or whatever, they'll be like, hey, what are you doing? Let's do something, or let's plan something for next week or whatever. But you very rarely have people who constantly talking to each other, constantly chatting to each other. So I think that means we're a bit more private. And also people are usually pretty happy and content with the friends they made during school, high school, or college. True. And so by the time you get here and you're trying to find friends, they're already busy making friends in their college.
They've already established their circle
Exactly.
Yeah, that it's hard for you to get in because they're established already.
Yeah, I think the best way to do it would be to go to high school or like lower secondary, upper secondary, or university here.
Yeah.
Because then you might be able to make some friends, but only if you try. Only if you go to the bars and only if you approach them, because they will never approach you.
Yes.
Norwegians always go to things with their friends already. Yes. So they don't feel any incentive to include anybody in the group. We're also pretty bad at that in general.
Yeah.
Like even in a party where you'd expect people to, oh, this person is here on the party on their own. We should maybe try to include them in our 3-person group or whatever, right?
Yeah.
No, they will do no such thing. First of all, they have no incentive. Second of all, we're pretty private people in general, and so and that also makes us expect other people to be private. Thinking if they're on their own, probably means they want to be on their own.
Yeah.
And also we have a big thing about independence here. Like you're supposed to be able to self-sufficiency. I mean, yes, exactly. And so the expectation is even if you were on your own, it would be hard to approach a group like that. We still somehow expect other people to take care of themselves and to be self-sufficient and to be like, hey, I'm new here. What are your guys' friends? What are your guys' names? Whatever. Which is pretty messed up. It's probably my least favorite thing about Norwegian culture, just because it really does make it so hard for people to make friends. And it's not just foreigners who struggle either. It's Norwegians who have, Norwegians who have later decided like, hey, my friend group sucks. I'm going to find a new one. And now suddenly you're struggling to find a new one because you're running into the exact same problem.
I think basically it's just hard to find friends as an adult, especially
That's also true.
Because even at work, you won't really consider them as friends.
Usually not.
And even those you thought you made friends at a bar or in a bar, you drank and shared fun moments together and some laughs. But when they're sober, they act like they don't know you.
Yeah, it's different, right?
It's like they're embarrassed that they were vulnerable around you last night that they were drunk.
Yeah, I think that's also why people date or hook up when they're drunk, is because it gives them full
confidence.
No, it gives them full ability to deny everything the day after, right?
Yeah.
Like we were having such a good time. It was like, oh, I was too drunk, or I don't remember. Like you always have an excuse, and it's the same for hanging out with people. We're much more sociable when we're drinking because you don't have to worry about being laden with the burden of an extra friend afterwards. You can just say, oh, I don't really remember. Sorry. Did we hang out? I don't even.
Because it's not just my experience, because I haven't really met a lot.
I'm making Norwegians sound like real assholes right now, but I think it's just much more. We're very private people, and we don't really we're very, very choosy with our relationships, both friends and romantic partners. So it's more of that. We have the same social needs as others. It's just we don't want to commit to a friendship because that would mean we'd have to break it off somehow, and that would be awkward. And again, because of how private people are here in Norway, doing that is kind of it's weirder. Like in a place like the Philippines, where maybe it's easier to express your emotions to people.
But the good thing about Norwegians is when you break their ice wall and be friends with them, they're like friends for life.
True. And I think the other side of this is that it's hard to get friends with Norwegians, yes. But that's because we're very, very honest when we interact with people. We're very straightforward. No fluff. It's more of an investigative approach to friend making here. We really try to are you somebody I'm interested in? Are you cool? Yeah. Do we have similar interests? It's almost like
Can this actually work?
Yeah, we're really thinking about it instead of doing a much more casual hey, what's up? Yeah. Let's chat and interact and see where things go. Because so once you get close, then yes, we're very close because you already know the person. Yes. They've been honest from the very start. There's been no oh, hey, what do you like to do? I was I watch a lot of football. Oh, I love football. Even though they don't like football. Nobody would ever do something like that here in Norway. So in other countries, you would run into the problem of, it's easier to get to know people, But once you get to know them, suddenly they start changing, and you don't know who they are. I think that's what I've heard anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, after my struggles of trying to be friends with some Norwegians, well, I failed, but now I have Norwegian friends because of him.
See, she got an in.
He introduced me to his already established social.
It's the only way.
Circle.
It's the only way.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah,
because they're nice actually. I love his friends.
Yeah, I love them too.
Yes. Also, because they actually try to speak in English when I'm around.
Yeah, we're actual adults, so we take some consideration.
Yes.
Much harder to do that when you're young and you just me.
Yeah, true. But
we've all been there.
I feel included. Yes. So I don't feel like I'm not part of the group. So yes, I enjoy the company. So how about you? Do you have any stigmas or stereotypes you have heard or you've known about Filipinos? Because Mia, when I moved here, I'm actually surprised that there's a big Filipino community here. Because for me, I was like, wow, Norway is so far north, like part of Europe for Filipinos to move to. Yeah, I'm surprised there's a big community here.
I don't really know why.
But do you have like impressions about Filipinos?
You've taught me everything I know about the Philippines.
So prior meeting me, you haven't met any.
Nothing. Yeah, because we don't learn pretty much anything about Asia except like the broad history. Anything that affects the West, we learned about Asia.
So we don't affect the West that much.
No.
No, not really.
No, pretty much. I mean, we learned about how, the Europeans went to explore in Asia way back in the day. There's not much left, but...
So,
and Philippines, certainly we didn't learn about much. At all. Like, I probably couldn't even point to it at a map before. I knew it was like somewhere there in like southeast because I know Filipinos are pretty tan, so they have to be in the south somewhere.
Yeah, that's how you trace where part in the world are they? Are they close to the equator?
They look Asian, so they have to be far east, and then they're tan, so they have to be far this way.
Yeah.
So Southeast Asia, I guess. Ding ding ding. But about Philippines as a place or the Filipinos as people?
In general, as people, I mean.
No preconceptions.
But
when
now,
I first met you.
Now?
Well, now I feel like most of my preconceptions aren't preconceptions anymore. They're just conceptions. Because you've confirmed or denied them.
No, because I have invited you to Filipino community events. So you have met a lot.
That's true. I actually have met a lot of Filipinos as well. That is true.
Some of my friends and and we have watched some documentaries about Philippines.
True.
True.
About Filipino, like how Filipino people act. Usually very traditional. They have a lot of pride in their country and their culture, but there's still a lot of there's still a fair bit of friction between the different dialects and where people are from the different islands, because there is somewhat of a language barrier. And it seems like most Filipinos, when they have to speak English, they feel kind of awkward about it. They wish they could speak their native language with other native Filipinos, but the problem with that is a native, Tagalog speaker is not the same as a native speaker of another dialect, right? Which must be pretty difficult. It would be like if every county in Norway people spoke a different language. It would obviously make it feel like there's more distance between people.
To give you context, guys, because I'm from Quezon City in Metro Manila and I only speak Tagalog. I don't know any dialect.
Yeah. But at least people still band together. I mean, especially I think if you're in a foreign country, it's much easier to be like, well, us Filipinos are way more similar than we are to the Norwegians. So we'll band together and have our communities and such, which I've been to, and they're very fun. Another thing is Filipinas are very gossipy. Filipinos are really gossipy.
Are we? I think so.
It's something you constantly complain about. Just like, they just want to talk about boys. I'm so sick of talking about boys and drama.
I don't know, maybe because it's our culture that we like watching drama.
Yeah, you like your drama shows, you like your Miss competitions.
Also talking about celebrities
and celebrity
and
scandals,
lives.
yeah.
I don't know why.
And following boy bands and girl groups and stuff.
Yeah, because we have intense emotions, you see.
Yeah.
Being gossipy, I think it's because of this way back when there's no internet yet, no technology and stuff, and yeah, we're not busy with our phones yet. Of course, when it's too warm and it's in the peak of the heat,
you stay inside?
No, we stay out.
Oh.
Outside of our houses because it's not so comfortable to stay inside.
Really?
To stay indoor because it's warm and hot. We don't have air conditioning.
Right.
Yeah. So it's more it's more nice. It's nicer to chill outside and socialize. So that's our way to socialize. We chit chat, talk about our lives. Talk about other people's lives.
Yeah, makes sense.
We even have a Karen in America. We call it Marites.
Marites, yeah, you told me.
Yeah. It's like, you're being such a Marites. It means you're being so gossipy. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I can't really relate. Because here in Norway, it's so freaking cold. Most of the Norwegians I talk to about this theorize that because it's so cold, and because we have very low population density, back in the day, you probably barely ever got a chance to talk to anybody.
Like even your neighbor.
Yeah, it was like your neighbors would live miles away. And if you ever saw them, you'd have already walked for ages, and you're probably too tired to talk to them, even if it isn't too cold to talk to them outside, which it probably is. So you probably just continue on your business and just be like, hey.
Basically, people here just stay indoors.
Pretty much.
While for us, we stay outdoors.
Yes.
So the social activities here in Norway are more indoor. Yeah. Hanging around the couch, being cozy and stuff.
Playing cards,
Playing cards, board games and stuff. But for us, we go in the field, run, catch dragonflies.
Wouldn't that be nice? We barely even have dragonflies here.
Or frogs. We hunt for frogs.
Hunt for frogs.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Sure.
Gone were the days. Oh. Okay. Moving forward. Oh, and there's is it a stigma or stereotype? Like, Filipinos are commonly known, not just here in Norway actually, but abroad.
Yeah.
In general, like, nurses.
Oh, yeah.
Au pairs.
True. They're like all nurses and au pairs. That's the idea.
Care workers.
Yeah.
Because we're very caring people. Yeah. So that is our pride actually. That is one of our top exports. Nurses.
Yep.
Yes.
But yeah, other than that, didn't know much about the Philippines. And these days, I know a few other things, but those are the main things.
But to be fair, Filipinos don't know much about Norway or Europe in general. Even in school, we don't really know much about the West.
Learn about things that are relevant to you, I think.
Yeah.
That goes for anybody.
We are mostly influenced by America, actually, than Europe.
Yeah. The other colonializing power went from the Spanish to the Americans.
Yeah. No, Americans have also colonized us.
That's right. Yeah. They took over. That's right. After the Japanese. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, move on.
Oh, let me that. Number 5. Visa problems.
Oh my God, yeah.
Well, it's just me. Me being the foreigner, I'm telling you, this is very stressful. You have to, really, so much paperwork, so much, of course, expenses, because it's not, having to ask for documents from the Philippines and then having to send it here.
Oh my God. Do you want to tell the story? Or should we do it another time?
It's another video.
Okay. Yeah, that's a whole story in and of itself, isn't it?
Also, because Filipino passport is very weak if you're gonna travel around the world.
Right, you can't go that many places.
Yes, very weak. So yeah, that is one of my problems. Because I remember me just having to apply as an au pair here. It took me 1.5 years before I got my permit. So yeah, but now I'm planning to apply as a student.
Strawberry fish, also very tasty.
Me want girlfriend. Oh yeah, then I have to apply again. Then you have to renew and you have to pay. Yeah. It's an unending thing. I think any immigrant have to deal with that. Probably, anyway. Yeah. Anywhere in the world.
I think especially from outside of Europe.
Especially for non-EU people. Yeah. It's just how society works, I guess.
They gotta make sure you're not a corrupt politician.
Or a spy from the enemy.
A spy. A tiny spy.